Hello everyone, and welcome back to Spyro the Dragon on the Sony PlayStation 1. Christ, I'm exhausted again. I am BaaaaAAAHHhh, and today we're going to continue onwards into the next two levels of the game, and you guys are in for a treat if you like long parts, because this is going to be an extra long part. Why? Because these levels just take me a long time to beat, to be blunt. But the first level is Lofty Castle, which is, I think this is the level that goes by the quickest out of the two levels in this video. And it's pretty out there. It involves a lot of platforming involving these floating platforms. Platforming involving platforms, surely you jest. And those floating chicken things, they look like health ups. They're not. They are normal enemies. You need to kill these floating chicken things in order to get the health, not health. Well, I died anyway. In order to get gems, because, it's easy to miss them, so... Fortunately, I died at the very start of the level, so it's no big deal. Although, you don't want to dip in that pool of water. Pools of water are bad. At least until Spyro 2, they are bad anyway. But, the enemies that are floating as well, with the balloons, basically pop the balloons with your fire breath, and they will drop down and die. Now, don't worry about the gems actually dropping into the abyss below. Because the abyss below is surprisingly, what's the term? It's basically no gems are in danger of falling. Every time there's an enemy over a pit, the gem will fly towards you, and there's no possible way for the gems to actually bounce into the pit. Or at least I don't believe there is. I think it'd be pretty bad game design if Insomniac made it so the gems could fall into the pit. But anyway, one of the major gimmicks with this level is actually these fairies. What we want to do is actually fly about and free the fairies from their cages, because the fairies are stuck. You need to help them. And every third fairy you find will actually help and start making a vortex for you to fly across to the next area of the stage.
Fairies are always on your side, Spyro.
Thanks for that, Moodada. What's a funny name? Moodada. Mufasa. Oh god. But yeah, the enemies in the stage are the same old, apart from those flying chicken enemies and the balloon guys. And I am happy that you don't have to worry about the gems falling in the pits, because when I was younger, I was so paranoid of this level. I used to be paranoid as hell, because I used to think, no, the gem's gonna fall, the gem's gonna fall, is it gonna fall? Oh, it didn't fall, thank god. I used to be so on edge, just because I didn't know it's impossible for the gems to fall. But we also see our only instance in the entire game of a red bouncy chest. What am I on about, red bouncy chest? Well, basically it's a chest that when you flame and the gem comes out of, those chests. Our only instance of the red one, probably because red is like one gem worth, and who cares about that? But let's just continue moving on. Now these fairies, they're like the guy said, they're on your side. Every time you free 3 of them, they'll make a vortex for you to actually fly up to another area or return to a previous area. But before we do that, we need to get these chests, and now we can fly up. Now every time you see a fairy trapped, go for it. You need those fairies free. If you don't get the fairies free, you're not going to get through the stage, to be perfectly honest. And by here there's actually a little intersection we can drop off. I'm going to go to the left intersection first. And part of the reason why this level took me quite a long time to edit is because I was doing something stupid. I'll get into that, what exactly I was doing stupid later on, but first we're going to fly up here. And what we want to do is this little gliding section where we're going to want to fly down and glide and burn all the enemies, burn the fairy chests. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that on their first try, so don't worry too much about it. If you fail, just run back to the start and you should be fine. You do need to go through this passageway again anyway, just to look for any gems that you might have missed, which I'm doing right now, because they like to hide some things in these passages. Like, by here there's a couple of red gems and there's these 2 bouncy gems. So, go back here, make sure you have a look. It's so easy to miss something, and it'll be in this room, I can guarantee you. if you're going through the stage, chances are you miss something in this room. But anyway, let's just talk to this dragon here, and we're right next to another supercharged path. Yay!
Ah, Spyro, thanks. Supercharge will get you to new places here in Lofty Castle too. See where it takes you.
Okay, there's two ways you can do the supercharge path after we get this key. First things first, there's the wrong way to do it, which I'm going to show you right now. Why am I going to show you? Because I actually did this wrong. Basically, I did things completely awkwardly. I jumped down here and then... Where do I go? Where do I go? What's going on? I died. Don't do the supercharged path like that. And I'm still going to do it the wrong way, because you can actually use the supercharged path wrong way as like a little shortcut to actually get back to a previous section. Why would you want to do that? Because I was an idiot, to put things honestly. So there we go, you can use the supercharged path to actually fly all the way back here, which is actually the beginning of the level. Which offers a nice shortcut in terms of going back and actually getting hold of the chest that's in this upcoming section, which I'm walking around. Go get the chest past me, there we go. So, if you want to get hold of the gems in the chest quickly, here's a good way to do it. But the downside of me doing things this way is I actually need to traverse all the way back to the area where I was just at. And no, past me, go the other way, left, there we go. Oh god, I was playing pretty poorly during this session. I will be perfectly honest. I think it's, and this was the last recording session I had of the game, I think. So yeah, I did a couple of mistakes. What can I say? I got ill when I was recording these, and my gaming skills dies when I'm ill.
Thank you for releasing me.
For some reason I picture the dog Churchill. Oh yes! With that guy's voice. I don't know why. Oh yes! Can we get new gem insurance? Oh yes! But anyway, we're gonna fly across here. Again, free all the fairies and pop all the guys' balloons. I think a trend with a lot of these guys with the balloons is I think they all carry 5 gems each. I could be wrong with that. That's my observation so far. I don't think I've seen them pop anything out of their balloons that isn't 5 gems. I'll find out now with this guy if he pops off something other than blue. Watch him prove me wrong completely. But I'm gonna flame these things first anyway, because why not? They're there. Yeah, 5 gems. I think every one of these guys have 5 gems on them. So there we go. If you're missing 5 gems, you probably missed one of those guys. But anyway, taking these fairies back across to this area, and this is an interesting little segment where, be careful, because as you can see, there's a couple of archers on this pathway. These archers are so painful to deal with, and the best way to really deal with them is to just jump about like a lunatic, or go as fast as you can. I prefer the jumping about like a lunatic method because it's fun. But this is pretty much the end section of the level. This is the final segment. Now you might be wondering, what was the point of the supercharge ramp then? Well, like I said previously, I failed. When I did it, I went the wrong way. There is more to this level, and I will show that off pretty shortly. But first things first, I'm going to free these fairies and get this segment over and done with and kill these flying demon chickens. And fly into the abyss for whatever reason. But fortunately, editing, because that took me about, well, it didn't even take me long, but I decided, screw it, it's gonna be a long episode. You guys need to, I want to make this as streamlined as possible for you guys, so screw it. I edited it out a bit more than I normally would. But basically, now we need to glide up here, and of course, fairy and floating dude. And does he give us a blue? Does he give us 5? Oh yes, he does. Seriously, I'm convinced that all of these guys give you 5. If I'm wrong, someone tell me in the comments, but I'm positive that's all they give you. But anyway, those are the 3 fairies for this segment, and I think that's pretty much this. This will lead us to the exit of the level. And what that basically means is we're almost done. So now, back to the supercharge ramp. Any second now. There we go. Now this is how you meant to do the supercharge ramp. You meant to jump by here, then go around, not the other way around. I was doing things in reverse order. And you don't want to run straight off the edge. It's very easy actually to do that, because every time I do this ramp, I always sort of run straight off the edge of the platform, and I have to go back around. I have to try and redo it again, and it's a bit more of a hassle than it really needs to be, I have to say. This isn't one of my favourite stages of the game, to be honest, though. Considering the amount of stuff that's here, it is a pretty bland level. There's not much going on about it. It's... I don't know. It's not that... I don't like this level that much, to be honest. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it design-wise. It's interesting to look at, and it's just not the most fun. It's not so much bland, it's just not fun. That'll be a better term. But there we go, there's 400 and 400. 3 out of 3. We're done with this level. It's time to move on back and head on to the next level of the game, which I can't remember the name of. I think the next level is actually quite a difficult one as well, so it won't be long until I get frustrated probably with myself. So now we're going to fly across to this segment and go all the way to the Haunted Towers. Awoo! Now, to be honest, I don't think they're really that bad a level, to be perfectly blunt. I don't think they're really that haunted. Oh, I see why it's called Haunted Towers. These things. These are new types of enemies. The personless armors, or whatever. And yes, that enemy has a grenade. I did say they'd use weaponry eventually. But basically, the giant suits of armor can't really deal with them in a very special way, because they're fully metal. You can't charge them because they're big, and we can't burn them because they're metallic. What do we do? Well, we go across here and we save this fairy that's getting chased by this gnope with the grenades. Christ, I'd be running as well. And what's the reward this fairy's going to give us? Well, nothing apparently, because I'm just going to run off. There we go. Super Flame again. And this is the final instance of the game we're going to see the Super Flame, so get used to seeing it while you still can. But one thing that's unique about this level is the fact that Super Flame has a special property. At least not this one, but a later Super Flame does. What am I on about? Well, basically we need to go and get Super Flame a lot. This level is focused around the Super Flame power-up. And as such, once we get to a certain point in the level, we're going to get a gift that I love that only lasts for this world, sadly. But anyway, all these suits of armors, even the inanimate ones, you're going to want to burn. You want to go up to them with the Super Flame and blow them up, because they all drop gems. A lot of gems, I might add. And this is one of those levels where it's actually quite tricky to find out where exactly you want to go. So, just look in every nook and cranny is all I can say. And just continue through. Now, you might not be able to see it very well because it's so blends in the background, but there is actually a magical vortex here. Obviously, because I'm using it. So, use the magical vortex, and if you can't tell, the actual suits of armors were actually meant to blow up. Well, they're actually being summoned by these mage wizard enemies. Mage wizards. That's like the most redundant term I've ever said. That's saying something. But anyways, just move on here. See this lock chest? We'll be getting that. It's one of the last things we get in this level, actually.
Hey Spyro, all dragons know there's magic in a fairy's kiss. See what it can do to your power of flame.
Are you really giving me tutorial messages at this point in the game? We're at the final stretch, for God's sake. Why are you giving me messages for telling me what to do? I digress. Anyway, moving across here, here's another fairy that we can use. There's 4 of them total in this world, I believe. So, look for these guys. Make sure you know where they are and use them to your advantage. We do need them. We need to use this power up. So, if you're doing a power up run of the game, this is the point where you turn the game off. Sadly, the Super Flame doesn't blow up the firework crates in a single blast, which I'm disappointed at, because they blow everything else up in a single blast, but what you gonna do? You just have to wait for the firework crates. Anyway, we've got to run across here, and it's time to lay the carnage. These metal doors, you need a Super Flame, otherwise you can't get through. And I think Supercharge would work on the doors as well, but I was wrong about this lock chest. I was thinking about a different lock chest. There is a lock chest in this level. We're gonna get lost. I just got the position wrong. Anyway, we're going to move on and just continue burning everything in sight. You want to run as fast as you can while using the super flame. You know, charge it everywhere, because obviously you don't have much time. You have a very short time limit to how long this flame lasts, and you want to collect, well, not collect, you want to kill everything as quick as possible to get all the gems. Of course, there is a supercharge ramp, so just use this to blast through the doors and into the wall. I'm quite surprised Spyro doesn't have a concussion at this point. Or he's not slurring like in drunk. There's the people slamming through, yes. But of course, the wooden doors you don't need to worry about too much, because you can just you can flame through the wooden doors like anything else. So really not a big worry to deal with.
Hold your horns! Here comes Spyro!
Patience, little one. You'll soon have the opportunity to battle the one who matters most, Nasty Nork.
Ah, 71 dragons. I said we'd grow the dragon count really quick, didn't I? But did you believe me? Probably. This recording was like ages in advance of releasing, but I digress. This room is actually one of my favorite rooms in the game because you just get so much gems. You blow everything up. It satisfies an urge in my body. An urge to destroy. That's normal for people to have, right? No? What do you mean it's not? But anyway, go across this section first and get hold of these gems. You can supercharge through here. I don't recommend it, but you can do it. And we will actually need to supercharge through here later on to actually do something. But not for now. For now we're going to wander around in the other pathway. Obviously with the super flame because there's knights up there. And get across straight to the end of the level. This level is actually pretty short, especially compared to the last one. And the end of the level is actually pretty much straight ahead of us. We got a little arena of enemies to take care of first, but that's that. Again, you can't get through those enemies when they're on the ground, so don't bother. Well, you can't burn the enemies when you don't have fire breath, even super fire breath. What am I on about? But, of course, arena, destroy everything in sight. It's kind of a granted, and you'll get through just fine. Once you have the fire breath, actually, it makes these enemies pathetic. They can't do anything to you, because they're weak. to be blunt. They're not actually the most useful, most annoying enemies at all anyway, because you need to be right next to them to actually deal with them to take them out, but I digress. Anyways, move on to the final segment of this level, which basically makes us use a supercharge. Now we need a supercharge to get to a very specific point of the stage that is kind of cryptic. This game doesn't give you any hints on where to go. So basically follow the path I'm about to take and you'll be able to get to the point just fine. In fact, you're about to see a jump cut, I believe. Yeah, a jump cut. Not a very smooth one, but hey, what you gonna do? So follow this exact path. It's gonna take a couple of tries and jump down here. Now move into this ramp and glide across. Now this by here is the perfect area to get lots of health if you're low on health. And see that's the lock chest. That's the final one we're taking on. I always have issues remembering that one.
You've become a master of the supercharge. Great work.
Thanks. That was actually one of the easiest supercharges in the game, but okay, thanks. Now for this room by here, go quick. Go really, really quick, because these knights in armors, these armors even, they'll be summoned very quickly by this wizard. What you want to do is get past them as quickly as possible, just charge every instant you can. And see this fairy? This fairy is special, because this fairy will give you unlimited super fire breath. So you can fly. You can basically go through the entire stage now, not worrying about anything. You're a god, essentially. So yeah, this is pretty much your reward for getting through to this segment of the level. It's such a shame to give it to you at this point and not earlier in the level, because I would love to go through the stage with unlimited fire breath from the get-go. And we do lose this fire breath ability after the stage. This isn't an infinite power up. We don't get it for like the rest of the game. I'd love it if we did, but that's not the case, sadly. But yeah, our fire breath is now also more powerful than an explosion apparently, because we can blow up the metal crates that you can't normally blow up. However, going through here will actually be a shortcut back to the supercharged ramp that we used to actually jump up. Of course, the problem is I missed the metal box, so what do I need to do? Well, basically I need to go and charge all the way back to where I just was to get hold of the metal crates that I just missed. Of course, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm missing some enemies on this pathway, but yes, I'm going to grab these quickly first. I forgot all about these guys. So, again, don't forget to go back to the section by here and collect all these enemies, because I don't think you can reach these enemies without the unlimited super breath. I don't think you can. You can try, but I'm not sure if it's possible. But now we're going to head on back to the supercharged ramp and move our way back to that room we were just at, where we... well, not the room, the area we were just at, in order to get hold of the very last few gems that are in the locked box, which I completely forgot about. I don't even think it really crossed my mind when I was walking past it was just there, so... there we go, that's everything in this level, a fantastic supply of gems, and I'm going to call it a part here. Like I said, a pretty long part, and hopefully the next few parts won't be as long. So thank you guys for watching, hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed, appreciate a like or comment to the video, don't be sheepish people, and we'll return next time. We'll take care of the final 2 levels of this world. Thanks for watching, see you after. Bye!